Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I really do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, also leave a comment down below. It really does help out the channel and it means the world to me. Love everybody's support and I love engaging with everybody out there and talking to everybody. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into this thing. I got another pretty cool knife to show you guys today. This is going to be coming from Twosun Knives. This is the TS380. So this is a knife that I've never seen before and from a brand that I've never seen before either. This knife was sent in to us by our good buddy Nick. He's a good, helper of the channel, I guess you could say. Um, Really cool guy, and he sent me a plethora of knives here, and I'm definitely really excited to show his knives on the channel. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right on into this. Nick, really do appreciate it. So the Twosun knife brand, it's a like I said, a brand that I have never seen before. This is a brand that's manufactured in China, but they have incredible, I guess you could say, fit and finish for what you're getting. It's kind of something that I've really never came in contact with, is like the value that you're getting from something like this. So I've actually tried to find this knife online, and I'm pretty sure it's a discontinued model, something that you cannot actually obtain anymore. And of course, on eBay and stuff like that, I did see one on Blade Bench for like $75, which was this exact format, however you want to call it, the exact same build as this one. So we got titanium, carbon fiber, a milled titanium clip, 14C28 in on the blade steel, and for under $100. Though I did see there was a listing on White Mountain Knives, but of course it's out of stock. But it was $95 brand new, which is really crazy. And just looking at the knife overall, you're getting fairly thick blade stock on this thing, really thick titanium handles, plus the titanium backspacer that's like 75%. Hardware looks really nice. They have their own kind of, not really proprietary hardware, of course, but it's just they do different. Of course, we just have like it's not a flush, but there's no no mounting hardware, mounting hardware. There's no fastener, I guess you could say. So this is going to be a captive pivot for sure. Their pivot is actually really nice looking too. I like how they did a little bit of milling on there, just kind of changed it up. Really cool. But I like how they did the lock bar relief on there, how they milled it from the inside too. I just feel like that is a nice, really classy touch. And they even have micro milling and everything going on here all the way around the knife. Super nice, chamfered, no sharp edges whatsoever. I just feel like this is a crazy, this is almost like getting into that Nesma kind of blade style, I guess you could say. A whole lot of belly on this thing. I would kind of classify this as a drop point, Nesmuck ish, something like that. It's kind of bridging the gap between the two. There's kind of a lot going on in the actual blade shape right there. We do have a high flat grind on this thing. Yeah, high flat grind. I really do like all the different opening methods you get too. Of course, you have a really nice hole deployment right there. Super nice on that one. You can definitely get your thumb in there, your finger, middle finger, index, whatever you want to call it. Reverse flick's really nice. Of course, you can do the you know, regular thumb flick with it, of course. Flipper tab works exceptionally well also. But one thing is just the action of this thing. As soon as you break that detent, it just falls right down, which is super impressive to me for a knife that costs, I'm not going to say next to nothing, but this is definitely on the budget spectrum, I guess you could say. More of the higher end budget, budget line, maybe, I guess you could say, for that price range. I know a lot of people say that their budget category is going to be from like 60 and up. Some people maybe 70. Other people, they want to see them down in the $30 price range. But it's definitely very affordable, not attainable anymore. But you could probably still find them if this really has, calls out your name and this is something you like. But yeah, the carbon fiber work is super nice. It's got some milling on it and everything. It's not a, I would almost say it's even contoured. It's not really just like a flat slab. It might be, well, I guess it probably is flat right here at the top, but at the sides, you got that real nice chamfer down. This pocket clip is super impressive too. Really nice retention on that thing. Really nice jimping going here on here. It keeps you nice and locked in. And it is definitely a full size knife too. We are looking at T6 for the hardware. There's minimal hardware on this thing too, so that is one kind of cool thing. I do like to see that. So we got T6 back here in the back. We have a pocket clip that's actually must be secured from the inside somehow. So we're going to go ahead and take this thing apart here on the next video. And if you guys are interested in that, make sure you stay tuned for that one. So we got T8 in the pivot, T6 all the way around. But yeah, there's just a lot of little details on this knife that you don't even see in, way more higher end kind of knife. So really kind of cool. I'm really impressed by this thing. I couldn't believe when I first got this knife and he sent it to me, and I was just sitting there playing with it, flicking it back and forth, and the closing action is just incredible for what you're getting and the price you're paying. Super nice lockup on here. Of course, it's going to be like an inset frame lock, of course. And but with the carbon fiber over top of it, you're not even seeing the actual lock side of the knife, which is super cool and a touch that you don't see all the time. So why don't we go ahead and do a little bit of size comparisons with this thing? Well, before we do that, let's just go ahead and get some measurements first. So from the, let's say the tip to the end of the knife, we're right about a little more than 8 1/4. I'm going to say we're pretty much right around 8 1/3 of an inch. Blade shape or blade length is going to be right at, let's see here, almost 3.5 inches, a little bit less than 3.5 inches. So it's definitely a full size knife. Handle is coming in at about almost a little more than 4.5 inches. So this is definitely not a small knife by any stretch of the imagination. Very full, hand-filling grip. You have a really nice sharpening choil on that thing. I love seeing the plunge grind sharpening choil. You're going to get a whole lot of life out of this thing. And of course, 14C28N is a super nice steel. It's something that I'm a big fan of. Holds an edge for a pretty decent amount of time. Not the toughest thing in the world, but it also is stainless. So that is a really cool blade seal for this price range is what I'm trying to get at. So let's do some size comparisons. How about up against the Benchmade? This is the Presidio 2. Yeah, Benchmade Presidio 2. So this is like my, kind of a bruiser of a knife. It's my most heavy duty-ish, work knife, and definitely a very good size comparison there if you guys are, know what the size of this one is. How about up against the Benchmade 940? So we're definitely pretty close to that overall size, I guess you could say, but it's way thicker in the actual handle, kind of more something like that would be. And then how about up against the Benchmade Bug Out? So way bigger than that one yet. And why don't we do a PM2? Let's do a PM2 here. These are some chroma scales right here. Super cool. If you guys missed the video of these chroma scales, make sure you guys go check that one out. It was a really cool video. Chroma scales are really good people. I'm glad to be working with them. And then how about this MSI right here? So that's going to be original goat scales on the MSI right there. So definitely a full-size knife. That's just what I'm trying to get at. Why don't we go ahead and do some, get this thing on the scale. All right, go ahead and zero. This is definitely not a light knife, though. That is for sure. We definitely have some heft in this thing. Switch it over. So 5.3, 5.2 ounces. So this is definitely not a light knife. I guarantee there is going to be zero weight relieving inside of these. Yeah, these are just plain thick old titanium scales, which is crazy to me what you're actually getting and how thick these slabs of titanium are. So we're about 130 thousandths, 129, 127 right there. It's kind of chamfered down on the edges too, so you're really not getting a full true thickness. When I take this thing apart, we'll have to see exactly what we're working with. But overall width of the actual knife right there, we are over 1/2 inch, so 600, almost, yeah, almost over about 6/10 of an inch. So that is definitely a hefty handle there. Then overall blade stock thickness is 146 thousandths. 148, right around 100, right on 148. Behind the edge thickness, let's see what we're coming down to. 19 thousandths, maybe a little less than that. About 19, yeah. Which is very good for what you're getting right here. So overall, I'm a big fan of this knife. Definitely impressed by the quality for what you're actually getting and the money you're spending on it. It's kind of sad to see that this isn't being made anymore, but I know Twosun does have a lot of great products out there. Nick actually said this is a knife that he really doesn't carry. He actually won this in a giveaway, so really cool. But a huge shout out to Nick for sending this over to us, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you come by. We're going to do a full disassembly on this thing and see what makes this thing tick and check the inside of it out. So really do appreciate it. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.